Jai Sitaram. Balakand, Chapter 8. So far, we have seen King Dasaratha crave for a son, and he decides to conduct the Ashwamedha yagna to remove any obstacle. And he is talking to his well-respected priests, including sage Vashishta, Kashyapa, and others. And he has put forward the proposal in front of them. Now we will see the sage's response in verse 10. Tata sadhu iti tadvakyam brahmana pratyapūjayan Vashishta pramukah sarve parthivasya mukheritam. The Brahmanas listened to his sweet words, so extremely consonant with the aims of life, and warmly applauded his resolve. Since your Majesty's heart is inclined to this virtuous and righteous course, this sacrifice cannot fail to accomplish your object. Verse 11. Ucha cha parmat prita sarve dashratam vacha sambhara sambhriyantam te turgah cha vimuchyatam. Highly pleased, they all said to King Dasaratha, "Let the necessary arrangements be made for it, and the consecrated horse be let loose." The reaction of the sages is very important. It's mentioned, Parama Prita. They became extremely happy. So King Dasaratha said that without Rama, there is no sukham, there is no happiness. And over here, as soon as King Dasaratha makes a step to make sure that Rama is born in his family, that very step causes great happiness throughout. Parama Pritham. Verse 12. Sarvatha prapsyasya putran abhipretan cha parthiva yasya te dharmiki buddhi evam putrartam agata. O king, the wish that arose in your mind is just and right. You will definitely obtain sons as desired by you. Verse 13. Tatah tushto abhavat raja shrutva tad dvija bhashitam amatyan abravit raja harsha paryakula lochana. Joy unspeakable spread over the sad heart of the old king, and his face shone with a new light. He turned to his ministers and cried. Verse 14. Sambhara sambriyanta me gurunam vachanat iha samartha adhishtitha cha ashvasah upadhyayo vimuchyatam. Place yourselves under the directions of the wise Vashishta and get everything ready for the sacrifice. Start the consecrated horse on its holy round. Let brave warriors go with it and saintly priests. Verse 15. Saravyah cha uttare tire yagna bhumir vidhiyatam shantaya chapi vardhantam yatha kalpam yatha vidhi. Raise the sacrificial grounds on the northern banks of the swift-coursing river Sarayu. Have the necessary rites performed that the Kalpa Sutras lay down to ward off obstacles from foes seen and unseen. So everything has to be done according to Shastras. That is the key point of King Dasaratha. Everything should be done according to the ordinance, Yatha Vidhi. Verse 16. Shakya praptam ayam yagna sarvena api mahikshita na aparadho bhavet kashto yadi asmin kratu sattame. If obstructions and omissions do not occur in the conduct of this best of sacrifices, it will be possible for every king to get the results. So this sacrifice has to be conducted without making a single mistake, because if a mistake takes place, then the king will not get the desired result. Verse 17. Chidram hi mrigayante sma vidvamsho brahma rakshasa vidhihinasya yagnasya sadyah karta vinashyati. The spiteful Brahma Rakshasas are ever on the lookout to detect the slightest slip and spoil such holy rites, and a badly performed sacrifice brings evil unto the performer. A Brahma Rakshasa is the spirit of a Brahmana who did not impart proper knowledge during his lifetime, or he has misused his knowledge, or he has done some evil deeds in his life. If such a Brahmana exists, he has to suffer as a Brahma Rakshas after his or her death. So Brahma Rakshasas are very fierce demoniac spirits. It still has its very high level of learning, but it is as fierce as a demon. Therefore, they have qualities of both Brahmanas and Rakshasas. And in this verse, King Dasaratha very clearly says that the Brahma Rakshasas keep hunting for faults in the course of this ritual. And therefore, everything should be done as perfectly as possible, according to Shastras. Verse 18. Tad yatha vidhi purvam me kraturesha samapyate tatha vidhinam kriyatam samartha sadhuneshu iti. Hence, please ensure that the sacrifice gets through without any hitch and as laid down in the book of ordinances. I entrust you with the task, for I know none more competent. Verse 19. Tatha iti cha abruvan sarve mantrina pratipujita parthivendrasya tad vakyam yatha purvam nishamyate. Having heard these words of King Dasaratha, all the ministers with due respect replied, "May it be as ordered." Verse 20. Tata dvijah te dharmagnya vartayato nripottamam anugnata tata sarve punarjagmur yatha agatam. After hearing these words of the best of kings and what was spoken earlier, the virtue-knowing Brahmanas gave the king their blessings and withdrew from the council chamber. Verse 21. Visarjayatva tan vipran sachivan idam abravit ritvig bhi upasamdishto yathavat kratur apyatam. After sending away the Brahmanas, the king said to his ministers, "Let this sacrifice be performed as enjoined by the scriptures and as directed by the officiating priests." Verse 22. Iti uktva nripa shardula sachivan samupastithan visarjayitva svam veshma pravishesha mahamati. The best amongst king and the highly intellectual Dasaratha said these words to the ministers who were still in his audience, sent away those ministers also, and then entered his inner palace. So King Dasaratha has given the proper instructions. He has received the permissions from the Brahmanas, and he has instructed the ministers to do all the necessary arrangements to conduct the horse sacrifice. Then after this, he goes to his inner chambers. Verse 23. Tatah sa gatva tah patnir narendro hridayam gama uvacha diksham vishata yakshe aham sutta karanat. Then the best of kings sought his beloved queens and said to them, "Preparations are on foot towards the horse sacrifice to obtain sons. Consecrate yourselves accordingly." Verse 24. Tasam tena ati kantena vachanena suvarchasam mukha padman ashobhanta padmaniva himatyaye. A joyful task was it to them, and the faces of the lovely ones shone even as golden lotuses after a long and severe spell of frosty winter. So the lustrous countenances, the lustrous, beautiful faces of the mothers of the 4 sons of King Dasaratha became more gleaming, became more radiant, just like blooming lotuses after the frosty winter is over. So their lotus-like faces became more radiant once they heard the news that Rama is about to come into their palace. So Mukha Padmani means lotus-like faces. Himatyaye means the departure of the frosty winter. Padman Iva means like lotuses. And Ashobhanta means became resplendent. Atikantena means excessively charming. So the words, tena vachanena, the vachana was atikantena. It wasn't just charming, it was exceedingly charming. And as soon as the queens listened to this, their lotus-like faces began to bloom and blossom, just as how a lotus blossoms after the departure of the winter. What was winter till now? The winter was the season without Lord Rama. The cold winter, there was no warmth at all. The lotuses were all withered away. But the news that Rama is about to come in causes them to shine, causes them to glow, causes them to be very happy. So, we have seen multiple indications in this chapter that the very news that Rama is about to come, the very news that someone is doing some preparation to welcome Rama into their household is a cause for huge celebration. And this celebration is very beautiful because this happiness is devoid of any material entanglements. So this is what Valmiki is trying to tell us over and over again, that our happiness lies in serving Lord Rama, in welcoming Rama into our homes and into our hearts and into our lives. Happiness lies in serving Lord Rama. And sadness, true sadness, is the frosty winter or the time spent without Lord Rama. With this, we are going to conclude this very beautiful chapter. In the next chapter, we will see Sumantra talking about the history of sage Rishishringa, who is going to conduct this sacrifice. Mangalam Koshalendraya, Mahaniya Gunabdeye, Chakravarti Dhanurjaya, Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam. Jai Sitaram.